Hey everybody out there, you're tuned in to 91.8 The Fan. This is Kana and you're in my corner. And I have a special guest in the corner with me today. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Ian Sinclair. I'm director and actor at Funimation.
And it's very nice to have you on the show. I love getting the chance to talk to the people also behind the scenes, because you've done both. And I always think it's interesting to know, what goes on besides just the voicing.
Yeah, the behind the scenes is awesome. I've been a voice actor for Funimation for I don't know, 5 to 8 years, something like that. I can't even remember now. But I've been doing that for such a long time, and then when I got to see the other side, it's tremendous, and it's really kind of cool, all the little ins and outs of how we make that stuff work. It's cool.
And now I'm curious, how did you originally find yourself in voice acting?
Well, I was a theater major at TCU over in Fort Worth. Go Horned Frogs! And I had a classmate that was also working at Funimation, and he was like, "Oh man, you got to come up and see this. It's the coolest thing." So I went with him, and I recently figured out it was Sabat who was directing. We went in there, and he was doing some bits, and Sabat was like, "Here's a one-liner, you want to do it?" And I said, "Oh, yeah, totally." So I jumped on in and did it, and luckily that character came back and said another line 8 episodes later, and so I got a contract.
Oh, very nice. Well, congratulations. It was kind of like right time, right place.
Absolutely, which is kind of how it is with a lot of people. I mean, half the people I know who are up there are like, "Yeah, I ran into somebody that I went to college with, and he was doing it, so there you go."
But at the same time, you've been doing it for so long, you must have found a passion and a love for it.
Oh, absolutely. I was a geeky kid growing up watching Dragon Ball Z anyway, and so when I got the chance to work with them, it was a dream come true.
Oh, high five, geeks everywhere.
Awesome.
I'm actually more in my video game phase, but I want to get back into anime, so I know how it is.
Nice. What are you playing?
Actually, right now I'm playing Prince of Persia: Sands of Time because they ported it to the PlayStation 3 with trophies. So
oh, nice.
I'm getting so many glitches, and I've restarted the game about 3 times now.
Prince of Persia is an awesome series. I love that whole series is awesome.
I like the first one. I wasn't too into the second and third one. I know we're kind of getting off topic, but
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. We love getting off topic. For the second and third one, I didn't like how they changed the character so much. He became really mean.
Yeah.
That
he
made
became
me
a
sad.
little angry, emo-y, dark. Yeah, I like my old Prince.
He started cutting himself and listening to Linkin Park, But I have to wonder, in the video game field, do you want to voice in video games, more often? I mean, that seems like a very interesting thing to you.
Yeah, it is. I love voicing for video games. It's really cool. I got to do some work on Borderlands and another video game that has been announced, but I don't know what I can talk about it. But yeah, I've done a few video games, and that whole voicing world is really cool, especially if you've done Funimation. Because okay, you'll get into the video game booth, and they'll say, "All right, so you're going to need to be shot throughout the game multiple times. So just give us 30 being shot reacts." And as somebody who spent the first 3-4 years of his career at Funimation just dying in the background, yeah, it's become second nature to you. So it's really fun to go in there and get to throw out your best reacts.
I would think that would be very taxing on your voice, but I assume as you practice, you get better and better at not tearing your vocal cords.
Gee, you'd think so, but no, we blow out our voices constantly. Actually, I did one video game where I had to play this a real big heavy dude in the background, and come out and be like, "Hey man, don't shoot!" And I had to drop down my voice, so I did all of my screaming, all of my deaths, all of my reacts before I started all my lines. That way I would be beaten up and sound horrible for all the rest.
Wow, I would think that that would just be painful to do, but at the same time, don't they schedule screams and whatnot usually at the end?
They do, but when I like to do heavies, I like to blow out my voice first because I like to have that really graspy kind of sound to me. So I get that from just tearing it apart. They are quite nice though. Generally, they're like, "We'll get that taken care of at the end." But I'm horrible with my voice, so.
And then at the weekend, you can just pretend to not talk to anybody and pretend to use sign language.
Oh yeah.
Do you have any tricks or anything to help soothe your voice, like any remedies, tea, anything like that?
Oh. Warm tea is always great. Drinking warm water during your session is a big thing, which I thought was silly for years, and then I realized how true it is. It helps and does wonders. Yeah, tea. Not drinking any sodas. I don't eat before sessions. I make sure that I do vocal warm-ups. And I've only actually started that in the last couple of years, but that's because I've realized that my voice has dropped due to all the yelling.
Oh, so you've actually seen your voice, or I'm sorry, heard your voice change as you've worked through the business.
A little bit, yeah. I've accessed a lot more of my low range, and I can hear a more pronounced gravel in my voice. But I have wonderful friends like J. Michael Tatum who've sat in the booth with me and talked to me about opening up different areas of the voice and nasal passages and stuff like that. It's a wonderful community of actors who love to talk about their tricks and like, oh no, you got to do this, man, you got to do that. So yeah.
Well, I find that really interesting because personally for me, I mean, before I go on air, I might sing to a song to get my voice warmed up, and I almost always have cold water. But that's just because I'm used to cold water because I'm in the desert. I'm in Vegas, so I can't deal with hot beverages. It doesn't work here.
Oh, no, I gripe about it the whole time, but I break out the warm water, but it's singing's a great thing to open it up because that'll open up more of your high range as well, so you don't just kind of get your bass. I think that's a great idea.
Oh, okay. That's interesting to know. And now for anime specifically, that's very different than video games because for video games, most of the time you don't have to match lip flaps.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. In video games, when they just give you your script, they're just like, go, feel it, be it, and you just kind of go for it, and you get to really play around. Where anime, you spend a lot of time with the flaps, but that becomes eventually you figure out a pacing, and it gets easier, I would think.
And do you prefer one over the other, or do you think there are pros and cons to each?
Oh, they're both awesome. I love both. I guess the pro to video games is eventually I get to kill, somebody that sounds like me, and that's kind of fun. And my brothers are big gamers, so I get to do that. But I don't know. I love anime. I love that whole world and what we get to do and all the deep stories we get to do sometimes, and sometimes we get to get really wacky and over the top. And they're both terrific.
I think the audience for anime is kind of a little bit vastly different in a sense, because for video games, you have people who might not like anime, but almost every anime fan loves video games.
That's true. I hadn't thought of that.
And so you could probably get to meet a lot of interesting people when you go around the convention circuit, huh?
Yes. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm actually kind of new to the convention circuit. I think my first one was last year, and I've only been to a couple. I usually just went as a fan, but yeah, I'm starting to do that, and I've met so many cool people, web comic artists, and I get to hang out with different directors and actors through anime and video games, and get to meet the Japanese guests, and they're awesome. I got to meet Nabashin at the last convention I was at, and I just kind of sat there awestruck. But yeah, you get to meet some cool people.
How is the fan reaction? Is that surprising for you?
It's weird. It's weird to get reaction. I don't know. Like I love it. I love our fans. Like, and that's a really cool thing about Black Butler is we have some of the most amazing fans for that whole series, and yeah, the reception has been amazing and just warm, and there's just so much love going around, and that's really cool when you throw yourself into a project like that, and then you get that response, I don't know, 6-8 months later when you're on to something else.
And now I heard with... oh, I'm sorry, continue.
Oh, no, that was it.
I heard with Black Butler that a lot of characters had to use, different accents and whatnot. Did your character have to?
Yeah. I came in the first few episodes. At the time, I wasn't directing. My director was Colleen Klinkenbeard, who did an amazing job on the first 6 episodes and has been a fantastic producer for all of them. And I came in, and we looked through Bard, and I played the chef, Bardroy, and we looked through his character, and in a later episode, he's wearing a British outfit, and so we say, well, he's British in the anime. So we put a big old Cockney accent on me and went from there.
Was it hard to do an accent at all, or did you find it a lot of fun?
I loved it. I've spent some time in England. I got some friends over there that have boarded me for summers, and I've done some studying of theater over there. And so there's a few dialects just from that are stuck in the back of my head. I can at any point, just break out I'll imitate my friend Daniel. And there's that, but like in general with doing dialects for a show like this, it's really cool to like have that guide you. It's awesome because you put it on, and it's like putting on a costume or something, and you just all of a sudden the decisions that you would kind of make in some moments. And sometimes you don't know. You're like, oh gosh, how does a chef handle this moment? And then you just go to put it on, and you go, oh, well, it's obviously this.
So it really helps you get into the world and into the character. Yeah,
actually, we talk like that for all day long when we're recording, and for weeks after, it can kind of be annoying for the rest of the people in the building.
Well, I think I'm jealous of your time in Britain, and I will say we're probably going to take a very short break here, but when we come back, we'll talk about any of your upcoming or latest projects that you can talk about. So, for everybody out there, keep it tuned to 91.8 The Fan, everything you want and nothing you don't.
Bob's, Bob, Bob's. Bob's, Bob, Bob. Bob's, Bob, Bob. Bob's, Bob, Bob.
What is this crap? Are you tired of hearing the same thing over and over? Don't worry, we are too. That's why we made 91.8 The Fan, so stay tuned.
Hey everybody out there, you're tuned in to 91.8 The Fan. I am still here with my special guest. Say hi.
Hello. Hi.
And I was actually curious what projects that you can talk about, we don't want to get you in trouble, did you recently came out or you've recently worked on?
Black Butler just hit. The first volume just was released on the 11th, and I am just absolutely thrilled with it. It is awesome. Yay, Black Butler. And so, yeah, that's the big one for me right now. I actually, right before y'all called me, I was watching the first disc, so.
Oh, that's kind of neat. I hear from a lot of voice actors that, they see anime all day and that they don't really want to go home and watch it. So it's neat that you're actually watching the show.
Yeah, I'm the guy at the office that they know is going to come by the research room and try to get as much as I can. Like when I started, I wanted to know as much as I can about the art itself, how other directors handle certain situations. If a mouth is held open this long and they're yelling, but you don't want them to do this, how do you handle this? And I wanted to watch the classics. So yeah, I spent probably the good first 8 months of doing it, watching as many different shows as I can, and I became a big old fan. So I love watching anime.
And now when you watch yourself, do you think, oh, I should have done that, or do you ever criticize yourself?
You know what? Yes and yes. I was going to say no, but no, yeah. You can't help but tear all your stuff apart. The kind of no was it's with Black Butler because I got to direct myself, so I know that if I don't like something that I did, that it's completely my fault. So I'm down with all of it.
But that must sort of help you know exactly what the voice actors are going through when you direct.
Well, how much does it help? Tremendously. I know those moments like I can tell when an actor is getting frustrated with himself and doing this and that, and I have some ways of being able to calm them because I think about what would happen if I was going through that, and I try.
Do you have any like special techniques to get someone to calm down?
Let's take a quick break is usually my but past that I don't know. We go back through and we try to get them to maybe let's go back and look at something else. Let's move on from this. I try not to stay on one thing for too long if I can tell an actor's getting too upset. And yeah, occasionally I've had to say, all right, well let's all get some sodas and take a break and pull the actor aside and just kind of talk to him and be like, hey man, you're doing great. It's all okay.
Well, I use that technique myself on air in case anything bad happens. We're gonna take a short break in case the call is lost, or something falls over, or my cat decides to jump into the middle of the interview, which happens on occasion.
Nice.
Well, you can't help it. It's live, and so.
It's live. It's so different. I'm used to being able to say, okay, let's go take two.
We can all fix it in post. We post it on the on the website later. So
That's awesome.
I am kind of curious, though. You must have learned a lot about audio in general and the technology in the booth. Is there anything that you could think of that is the most important to you?
Wow, most important thing I learned about audio, mic technique in general. Just watching other actors. I mean, I got to sit and watch J. Michael Tatum sit there and do Sebastian. I got to sit there and study him. I studied everybody who came through my booth, and you see how they dance around it sometimes, all while being able to stay present on it, and it's amazing. I'm still trying to figure out how they do it. Yeah, there's crazy stuff, and I've been blessed with some really great.
Are you still there? Just checking. Oh, it seems we might.
And yeah, it's gonna sit back and you make it as fit as best you can.
Oh, there we go. It seems that we did lose him, so we're going to go to a quick break. Hey, I predicted that one, so you want to keep it tuned to 91.8 The Fan. Everything you want and nothing you don't.
Hello, fanatics. Look at the fan. Now back to me. Now back at the fan. Now back to me. Sadly, you aren't with me. But if you stopped using MSN and Yahoo and joined our IRC chat, you could be with me. Look down. Back up. Where are you? You're in our IRC with fans of things that you like. Look in our chat. Now back to me. I have it. It's a mod kicking those two people you hate. Look again. The mods are now mates. Anything is possible when you're in our IRC and not on a messenger. I'm on a Wolf's.
Hey everybody, we are back, and you're tuned in to 91.8 The Fan. I predicted it. I'm psychic. I knew it was going to happen. But I'm still here with my special guest, and he is for sure back. I promise.
Hello.
Yes. And we were in the middle of that one question. You were actually talking about mic etiquette and how you got to see everybody sort of dance around the mic. Could you finish what you were saying?
Yeah, it's just something fascinating I've seen in a lot of our really talented actors. There's this cool ability for these people to dance around the mic and really move and get a great physicality into their performance while still maintaining that presence and the closeness to the mic. It's really incredible to watch.
And I hear those mics pick up everything. Like, I think I have a pretty good mic, but I'm sure not as good as the ones in that booth. So I would think that it'd be really hard to try not to, I guess, your lips, like, smack together too much and things like that.
Yeah, well, we have tremendous. My engineer Kevin is wonderful about taking out all the smacks and the little sounds. He actually, if you make any sort of noises like a smack around him, he cringes. It's amazing. But yeah, those mics are kind of amazing. I've messed up many different takes when I first started directing because, I don't know, Brina would be reading some line and she'd get to the end of that and she'd hear some scream from outside the booth, "Oh, that's the one!" And we'd have to just, we'd have to redo the take. So,
Aww.
yeah, my being excited has done that to me.
Now, for some fans out there who want to know where they can catch you, do you have any conventions lined up for 2011?
I don't yet. I'm interested in going. I've been really enjoyed all my con experiences, but no, not yet. I haven't nailed anything down yet. I have received an offer or two, but I think my agent's taking care of one of those, so I'm hoping.
And I'm curious, for those who want to keep updated on what you're doing, is there any place they can? Do you do the social networking thing? Do you have an official website?
No, I don't have an official website. I do have a Facebook page, and I haven't been updating it, but I've had a lot of people tell me that I need to start putting those up there, so I think I might just.
That's always a hard thing to get into, is remembering, oh, this came out, maybe I should tell people.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
now, is there anything else you want to say to the listeners out there?
Oh, just continue being awesome. I've really enjoyed meeting everybody who's involved with and fans of the whole genre. I mean, everybody's just so cool. So yeah, keep on doing that.
Well, Geeks
Bye,
Unite.
Black Butler.
Yes, and
Geeks
bye-bye,
Unite, indeed.
Black Butler.
Black Butler. Yeah.
And now, since we're nearing the end of the interview, I'm kind of curious, would you like to participate in a 91.8 The Fan tradition?
Okay.
We ask everybody who comes on, whether they're a voice actor or not, if they'd be willing to do a radio bump for us.
I'd love to do a radio bump for you.
Awesome. Now, here's the kicker. We do it live on air, so everybody gets to hear your mess ups.
Oh, fun.
I can hear the excitement in his voice.
No. I'd love to.
No. But basically, we were wondering if you could say, my name is, you insert your name, I do this, you insert what you do, and you're tuned into 91.8 The Fan.
Cool. Okay, so, hi, this is Ian Sinclair. I'm a director and actor with Funimation Entertainment, and you're tuned in to 98.1 The Fan. Oh, I did mess up.
Very close. I was about to say, it was just the end that you...
91.8.
It's okay. It's a common mistake. Numbers are hard.
Okay. 91.8. Numbers are hard. Okay. Hi, this is Ian Sinclair. I'm a director and actor with Funimation Entertainment, and you are listening to 91.8 The Fan.
Yay! Perfect!
Yeah, I did it!
Thank you so much. This was a lot of fun today.
My pleasure. Yes, thank you so much.
And hopefully we can keep updated on what's going on, or you can let us know, and we'll let the listeners know.
That sounds great. I'll let y'all know.
Awesome. And for anybody that missed any of this interview, don't fret. It'll be up on the website, 918thefan.com, in the next few days. So you want to keep it tuned to your favorite station that plays everything you want and nothing you don't. Coming up next is Tiara with Boat Beat, Boat Beat.